Greetings, denizens of the tri-state area. Jacob Weil here.
And Blue Dragon 5.
And Dragon, I know what we're going to do today. We're going to activate the Recap-inator and discuss my favorite cartoon, Phineas and Ferb. That's right, in honor of the 15th anniversary and in preparation for the upcoming revival, I'm guiding Blue Dragon 5 here through the series, experiencing his reactions, watching it for the first time, and reliving my summer memories throughout the years. Today's episodes are Cheers for Fears and Just Our Luck. That's it, Dragon. We had a giant Scrapbook and Doofenshmirtz facing his fears. What are your thoughts on Cheers for Fears?
Well, I mean, I thought this one was pretty solid. I did love the worst Fear-inator. I think that was a lot of fun.
The design on it is really cool too.
Yeah.
So yeah, we already have I hope that you're a fan of tonight's episodes. Well, Dragon at least so far thinks Cheers for Fears is solid.
Yeah.
And I do as well. Every Doofenshmirtz wants to rule the world. Actually, I know you're referencing the song, but you know what song he's talking about, right, Dragon?
Yeah.
Which is a song by the band Tears for Fears.
Mm.
But the name of the song is "Everybody Wants to Rule the World" and all that.
Oh yeah.
But in this, it's every Doofenshmirtz wants to rule the tri-state area.
Recently ended a Despicable Me movie.
Yep. And not as good as the original, obviously.
Oh, of course.
And wasn't it in Sky High too?
I mean, probably.
I think it was. It's. I mean, if I remember correctly, it's like it played at the beginning of Sky High.
Maybe.
It's just that I was thinking about the movie recently.
They love me Bruce Campbell in that movie.
Yep.
Sidekick.
It's the best part of Despicable Me 4, in my opinion. Yeah, I can see that. I can honestly see that.
I like the Badger heist. I will stand by the Badger heist.
The Badger heist was good. Was cool though.
Okay, look, I think the intro with the new Pharrell Williams song and the Badger heist and the ending, I think those are,
But everything else?
Yeah, look, it's not bad, but it's just more of like, okay, well, we're just throwing money at the screen.
Yeah, basically.
It wasn't just like we need to buy time until the new Minions movie comes out. So Despicable Me.
I liked it. I mean, it wasn't great.
Yeah, look, I have nothing against it. I'm just saying, compared to the other ones, specifically the first two, it's just they never really quite captured the same spark as the first two.
I mean, the first two are great.
That's what I'm saying. The first two are legitimately great, and then after that, it becomes kind of a brand thing of like, well, we like these characters. We don't really have a story to tell, but we like these characters.
Yeah. But But I mean,
I can watch Gru all day, but it's just at the end of the day, it doesn't instantly make it a great movie because of that.
And admittedly, they could be worse. They could be a lot better, but they could be worse.
Exactly. So it's acceptable. Not great, but acceptable.
I mean, if you're like, I mean, the first two you could go back to watch any day. Oh yeah, that's great. And then if you watch something if you have time, it's like okay, I can squeeze in the other two movies.
Remember, the kids, the guy that gave us Klaus also gave us Despicable Me.
Hey, nothing beyond really the story though.
Well, I know,
and the first movie.
Yes.
Yes, but Sergio Pablos, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, Klaus definitely can carve out time to watch that.
Well, yeah, especially in July.
I didn't have the strongest impression of three, so yeah, I can also see that.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
See, people just don't even want us to talk about the episode. They just want us to talk about everything but Phineas and Ferb.
Apparently, Kogias didn't like Klaus.
Well, Kogias doesn't like much.
All right. Well, we should probably, for 5 minutes in, let's talk about the Scrapbook.
All right.
Well, first, Candace is on her phone trying to find with Stacy trying to find a good present for Jeremy. And of course, Stacy is buying a crap ton of bows and a watermelon.
moments like these make us want to, take a moment of appreciation for a certain who, for
Yes.
a certain you know who.
We do know her very well.
Who?
Exactly.
Right. So let's just oh, there it goes.
Oh, okay. Moment's back on.
Let's just take a moment to appreciate her a little more, and okay, appreciate it. Now we're good.
Yep. Oh yeah.
So yeah, it's the fact that just this is what Stacy's doing in her off time. Just buying bows and a watermelon.
Yeah, so you can see like many different kinds of color bows, which you know she's not going to wear,
Yep.
and a watermelon. Who buys a watermelon? Yes.
Yep. It's exactly what happens.
Yeah, she does. And so Candace is wanting to make something for Jeremy's birthday, but wants something wild and imaginative, defying the laws of physics, and she immediately knows where this is going.
Yep. She needs the boys.
So she needs the boys.
Yep. So Phineas and Ferb, they've made radioactive popcorn.
Probably their greatest machine. Probably their greatest invention yet. A device that makes giant popcorn.
I don't know about that. It was irradiated popcorn, Jacob.
Well, it's not irradiated anymore, Dragon.
I'm saying at one point it was irradiated. Would you really eat that even if they say, "Oh, it's not irradiated anymore"? I said it wore off, Jacob. They did not make unirradiated popcorn. It just happened to thankfully wear off. And how they came to that realization, I don't want to know.
I mean, they said it's no longer. They said it's perfect. It's perfect and no longer glowing. Which I interpret that as being like they've made it so it no longer produces glowing.
They
popcorn.
said no longer glowing, as
like,
it was,
as in
it stopped.
As in they tested it before. That one glowed, and then the new one doesn't.
Let me ask you this: how many times have you seen them actually test out these inventions?
I mean, Dragon, if they tested out the inventions, the episodes would be much longer.
Think about this. This episode is the first time we've ever seen them test out one of these things. Well, okay, sorry, I guess in the grand scheme of things, maybe the second, if not third time they've ever tested these things. And usually it's by Candace's insistence, which still happens here.
Well, yeah, I mean, Dragon, it's giant popcorn.
Irradiated popcorn.
It's no longer irradiated.
At one time, it was irradiated. These boys aren't, they're not getting any zoning. They're not getting permits.
Previously, radioactive popcorn is the solution to world hunger, but the cause of several other problems.
Yes.
I mean, so you get an extra arm.
The kids are glowing like night lights now. They'll never go to sleep.
So you get an extra arm. So what? I mean, you could use 3 arms, right, Dragon?
I could use 4 arms.
Well, yeah, like Ben 10.
Yeah.
There you go.
So let's just take a half hour to talk about how cool the Omnitrix is. So the Omnitrix, just in its design,
Dragon, let's wait. Let's probably wait until.
I remember as a lad buying the Omnitrix from Walmart, and I do remember the thrill I had in which you can turn that dial and then slam it down.
Unfortunately, you can't turn into the aliens, though.
Well, no, it's called imagination, Jacob.
Imagination. And Dragon, guess what? Guess what's 30th anniversary is this year?
You don't mean
Ben 10.
Wait, 30? Are you sure it's 30 years? Oh,
no, that's 20 years. 20 years.
There you go. I was thinking for a second. Wait a minute.
I don't know if I said 30, but yeah. 20.
No, you said 30, but I think you meant 20.
Yeah, 20. Its 20th anniversary is this year.
Yep.
So save the anniversary. Save the reminiscing for the anniversary.
Are you well versed in Ben 10?
Pretty much. I mean, nothing beyond the original series and some of Alien Force.
That's what I'm saying. What about Ultimate Alien? Because that essentially was like the graduated version of Alien Force.
And I didn't really watch any of Ultimate Alien.
Yeah, you should at least watch that one because that completes the trilogy.
All right, I'll have to give that a watch too. But
I know there's a 4th one, but no one cares. I don't like the 4th one. It's a really bad design.
You mean Omniverse?
I don't like Omniverse. I like it better than the other one, the 5th one that they did, the one that was like that lame, reduced animation style in Cartoon Network. But that one still was Okay, look, I will be fair. Okay, it's just me being a stubborn fanboy that I don't like the revamp, but the one that Cartoon Network did, like basically the full on reboot of Ben 10, that one was not good.
You mean Omniverse or the 2016 one?
Whatever the most recent one was.
It's the 2016 one.
Yeah, that's the 2016 one.
All right. Well, yep. Overall, the 20th anniversary is coming this December.
And we better hurry this podcast up. Aquatad might be dead by the end of it.
Well, he already feels old.
That's what I mean. He's gonna be dust by all the reminiscing that we're gonna be doing.
All right. So Candace sullenly comes out to ask the boys for help, which they ask Buford to translate. I speak Sullen. So what do you think of the whole Sullen gag?
Well, I think Buford needs a few more lessons, but yeah, otherwise. I mean, he got the overall beats though. Candace does feel like she's wrecked Jeremy's birthday, so he wasn't far off. It's not that off of a translation.
As he points out, nuance.
Yep.
So yeah. So they agree to help. You have Candace build a giant 3D scrapbook just for Jeremy. And sullenly says thank you, but which he interprets as where's Perry? He's got to work on his sullen, as you mentioned before.
Yeah.
So Dragon, tell us, what is that darn platypus up to?
Well, let's see. So he's listening to whatever is ailing Major Monogram this week, which is Major Monogram was going to do a horrific movie night. And I love the horrific movie night idea. The idea of watching bad horror movies.
Yeah, apparently that's like inspired by like one of the writers did, like hosted bad movies and riffed on it, but apparently it's a defunct now or something.
What do you mean it was not true?
I mean, it is true, but the website is defunct. Like it, no one like there's a website and it like links to some kind of like when doesn't that Thai website or something? I don't know.
Okay, the point being that the website link no longer functions the way it did.
Yeah, that's what I mean by defunct.
Yeah. Okay. So also, I related to Monogram a little bit here. I do have not nights, but I have movie days. I invite the fellas over, and I just love the idea of Monogram is like shushing people.
He's the shusher.
Yep. Anyway, so all the movies are gone, which puts a time crunch on. We got to get these found. Preferably by 6:30, because that's when movie night starts.
Oh yeah. So, Dragon, what do you think? What do you think of that whole idea?
I love the stakes there. That Monogram has movie night.
Oh yeah. Oh, but so Perry has to. But so, who else did it but Doofenshmirtz?
Yep, that darn Doof. That darn Doof.
And so where is Doofenshmirtz, Dragon?
Well, where else? Doofenshmirtz Evil Incorporated.
Feels good, doesn't it?
Yeah.
All right, so he traps Perry upside down, and he explains what his goal is. The fear, basically the worst fear-inator.
Which initially he has to move a popcorn machine for Perry to see.
Like I said, and admittedly, the inator does have a pretty cool looking design.
I don't know. I think it being upside down kind of hurts it a bit, but otherwise,
Well, it's upside down from Perry's perspective.
Yeah.
So it's like he's rented all of the movies in the tri-state area, all the horror movies in the tri-state area, even the bad ones, like Dead Batteries, which is apparently the sequel to Batteries That Work.
I love the idea of Dead Batteries as a bad horror movie.
I mean, think about it, Dragon. It's terrifying.
Yeah, I was thinking what's going to happen to the married couples.
Hello. Oh boy.
That's a late night joke for the kids out there.
Well, Dragon, for where we are, it is 10 o'clock. Well, for Ryan, it is 10 o'clock.
Well, yeah.
So, Dragon, we're supposed to be a family show. Yeah, we bring a we say that which is what we say, but then we talk about things like the gritty reboot. We talk about psychological horror, things like
You're bringing up bondage.
BDSM. Yeah,
Yeah.
fun for the whole family.
Yeah. We're gonna do like the letter of the day from Sesame Street, only with BDSM.
Oh god.
Okay, so the B stands for
for
bondage or bound.
Bondage, domination, or dominance, sadism, masochism.
Yep.
Yes, I know what BDSM stands for.
Well, I know you do, but Jacob, it's our duty to educate the children. Because if their parents don't tell them, how else are they going to find out?
Hopefully through their own personal experiences when they're adults.
Yes, hopefully. But, they're going to hear it from somebody. Might as well be so.
The B stands for bear with us.
There you go. Hey, speaking of which.
Yes?
Oh, never mind. I guess it's a moot point. You've been busy.
Yes, unfortunately, I've been trying to catch up on other things. I haven't had time for the bears lately.
Ice Bear's shedding an icy tear right now.
Ice Bear's sad.
You made Ice Bear sad, Jacob. You monster.
I mean,
how dare you? I mean, you saw his backstory. How dare you?
Yes, and his backstory was amazing, as you mentioned.
Yes. How dare you put him through this heartbreak?
I feel bad for him and Yuri.
Yeah.
And of course when he found it when his Roomba. I was searching for the word Roomba.
You're always searching for Roomba, I've noticed.
What do you mean?
Hey, you're always blanking on the term Roomba.
I never noticed.
Yeah, it's like the second you said like I'm looking for the like you said that last time you're trying to bring up the Roomba.
Well, what?
You got Roomba aphasia, my friend.
An unintentional running gag.
Yeah, it's run all over the floor.
Oh god. Anyway, so yeah, I'll try and get to more We Bear Bears.
Yeah, so. He's a busy boy, kids. He's behind on everything.
Yes, everything. Yes. I know. Shame on me.
Yes. Okay, so
for once, Doofenshmirtz actually has a good idea of testing the Inator on Perry.
But as we learn, Perry Platypus, being the spy that he is,
he's fearless.
Not just fearless, he has a card that demonstrates he is fearless, and also a card that can break him out of the trap.
Which, technically, you know what his actual biggest fear is, right?
Well, being removed from his family.
Exactly. So, I don't know why that didn't show up.
Well, I don't know. I think it's more like he's trying to like manifest literal fears versus existential fears.
I guess maybe.
How do you summon like a cool-looking monster that's existential, Jacob?
I mean, well, then again, come on, Dragon. Considering what happens at the end of the episode.
I guess.
I know, but still. It could at least have been a vision of them being taken away.
Yeah, I get, but then Doofenshmirtz would see him.
I guess.
Anyway.
I mean, I know why it didn't happen story-wise. I'm just
well, still, I like that. Yeah, there's like a clause, like there's a business card that says he's fearless.
Yep.
It's just a great gaping flaw in Doofenshmirtz's plan there, which
nothing phases the platypus.
Nope.
But inadvertently, it actually hits Doof himself. We'd have to delve into the dream in a dream thing again.
Yeah.
Remember, it was a dream there's a dream within a dream, and sometimes there's a dream within a dream within a dream.
Then we gotta play Doris Day at some point. It's a whole thing.
Yes. At least it's not Requiem for a Dream.
Seriously, one of my favorite songs. I still love that Doris Day Dream, a Little Dream song. It's so perfect.
It is. So at least it's not Requiem for a Dream.
No.
Anyway. So we get to hear, you remember, to Dragon, tell him what Doofenshmirtz's worst fear is.
I love his worst fear. His fear is evil vending machines.
Which, if you remember that being mentioned before, don't you?
Vaguely.
It's like Because remember, it was referenced in Across the Second Dimension.
Oh, right. Because I remember it being mentioned. I did not know where.
Do you collect coins? Yeah, just in case vending machines become the dominant race.
There you go. That's what it's from. It makes a lot of sense.
And of course, the funny thing is, like, it's a reference to. It's also a reference to Ghostbusters. I couldn't help it; it just popped in there.
Oh, that I do know. That I was really delighted by. Like, it just popped in there.
It's Ghostbusters. Like, so, Dragon, what is
little reference to Marshmallow Man?
like, so Dragon? What is scarier, the vending machines or the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man?
Vending machines.
Sentient vending machines are scarier to
I mean, they're evil, have teeth, and like Doc Ock arms. Then yes.
and feed you expired cookies.
Well, I mean, they could have fed them like you don't get to pick the food, but if it's expired cookies. I mean, that's not pleasant. I'll tell you that. Just being fed expired food.
Yeah, they just eat your money.
By the way,
Yeah.
just the whole being force fed kind of thing. It does remind me of this gag. I think Joe Kelly did this gag in the Deadpool comics. Essentially, there's almost like a PSA kind of a thing. It's a very simple, like a one-page kind of comic, very comic strip-esque. Basically, Deadpool, like Captain America, does this, and then we see what Deadpool does. Deadpool, he feeds meat to vegetarians, which I think is still funny.
What does he feed the vegetarians?
Meat.
Oh God.
That's what I'm saying, just feeding like he's shoving like meatloaf into a vegetarian's mouth.
Oh God, that's just wrong.
Yeah. It's like Captain America teaches kids to eat their veggies, and on the flip side, Deadpool forces vegetarians to eat meatloaf.
Never said he was a hero.
Nope.
He's a good guy, but he's not necessarily a hero.
Yeah.
He wants people to eat their meat. Otherwise, they can't have their pudding.
That's a Ted reference, kids.
Actually, it's a reference to Pink Floyd.
Really? You weren't going for Ted on that one?
I mean, maybe I think it's a Ted.
Well, I know Ted's referencing Pink Floyd. I'm just saying that in your use of that, you're not going for Pink Floyd. You're going for Pink Floyd. You're not going for Ted.
I didn't even. Apparently, Aqua Ted gets the joke, but
yeah,
I'm just saying, like, no, I wasn't going for Ted. I did. Is it from the series or is that from the movie?
From the first movie, there was a joke where like, okay, Johnny, shut your meat hole, and like, meat hole. Then he basically gets kind of stuck on this tangent, like, how can you finish your pudding when you haven't finished your meat, or something like that.
Yep, that's a reference to another brick in the wall.
Yeah.
I said I wasn't referencing Ted, unfortunately.
All right, well, sorry about that, folks.
I'm glad but you brought it up, so that benefits us both.
Yes.
So anyway, so the boys
evil vending machines really cool and ridiculous idea. They just popped in there like Ghostbusters, and it's feeding them expired cookies.
Yep. I mean, expired cookies are gross.
Yeah. Well, they're more disappointing than anything. It's like, oh, good, oh, look, cookies, and like, no, they're expired.
Oh, feels bad, man.
This was false hope.
Feels bad, man, doesn't it, Dragon? Feels bad.
Yeah.
Anyway, so the boys sent Candace off with a pretty neat camera to capture things and print for the Giants 3D scrapbook.
Yep.
Speaking of which, Dragon, what are your thoughts on the scrapbook? It's a pretty neat one, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, I'm a sucker for a pop-up book, so the idea in the scrapbook, like a pop-up book, period, already is cool, and then just making it giant is even better.
That's what the boys do best.
Mm-hmm.
And you probably remember a lot of the stuff that they were referencing in this song too.
Yeah.
Funny thing is, the only thing basically that wasn't done previously was him saving the tree.
Are we gonna see that?
We're not. Did you want me to bring it up?
Yeah, yes.
I had it ready. I was just making sure.
Dan, Swampy, why did you lie to us? Just why? It's like there's so many events with Jeremy, and they'll say you did it for a lyric. I can't believe you lied to us for a lyric to a song. You couldn't just why couldn't we see him save the trees? Why can't Jeremy get dimension? I for one would like to nominate Jeremy for more storylines in the revival. What say you, Jacob?
I mean, I'm down for that. I mean, maybe.
Maybe Dan and Swampy just hate the environment. Maybe that's why.
I mean, he saved the tree dragon.
No. Jeremy saved the tree, but they didn't dedicate an episode to that. We squeezed we downgraded that. I'm just saying. Okay, we should have an Arbor Day episode, which would never work because Arbor Day is not in summer. But then again, we've done episodes not set during the summer in Phineas and Ferb. We should do an Arbor Day weekend episode.
Also, Jeremy cares about trees because he was a tree at some point.
Exactly. There is a kingship there.
Remember, that was technically just in Candace's dream, though.
Well, maybe this was the basis for it's a look. Jacob, we've uncovered Dan and Swampy's dirty little secret. They have a lost episode of Phineas and Ferb. Maybe it was too extreme. Maybe the environmentalist groups didn't like it. Maybe there were protests and parents groups that said, you know what, we decide when our children know how to treat the environment. And we don't want to encourage protesting. We don't want kids saving trees by chaining themselves to them. We don't want that.
Nope.
And they try to put the wool over our eyes. They didn't just address it. They just worked it into a little reference, and just let the episode go in the mothballs.
Looks like we have Code Geass and Aquadad in agreement. I don't think we need too many more Jeremy stories. He's okay, but not that compelling of a character. But I second this. I paid good money for more Stacy stories.
Well, that's okay. Let's be honest. Okay, Jeremy's fine and dandy, but Stacy, that's where we need to start the letter writing campaign.
Yes, we do need more Who.
We demand Who. But of course, this campaign won't get us far because every time we say, people are going to ask who we're talking about. We're just going to say yes because that's absolutely right. We are talking about Kelly Who.
and some background information I just learned. Apparently, this episode actually. Mitchell Musso recorded his dialogue on his birthday for this episode, funnily enough. What do you make of that?
Well, that's good. I mean, it's 9 months kind of odds on that, I guess, favor him.
Somehow this reminds me of a Hey Arnold episode.
Yep, saving the tree. You remember that episode, don't you?
No.
All right. Yet another thing Jacob needs to catch up on.
Yeah, Hey Arnold, I get it.
Yep. Oh yeah, there's a great episode of Hey Arnold where they have a tree house and they're trying to save it from Big Bob Pataki.
Kind of like the Simpsons treehouse that just got taken down.
Well, yes, but a little more standalone.
Yeah, but you heard about that, right, Dragon?
No, I didn't hear about that.
Apparently, I don't know if it was actually taken down or not, but apparently a Simpsons writer from a while ago, I think named John Vitti, a while ago he built a treehouse for his daughters, and it became over the years became a symbol of the neighborhood he was in. But apparently zoning laws in California is forcing him to take it down for whatever reason. It's been around for over 20 years. What do you make of that? So yeah, but at least and I just checked. Hey Arnold is on Paramount Plus, so I should be able to find that episode if I do it.
Yep.
So
and also, I mean, you could buy the set.
Right now, it's just cheaper for me to do the streaming.
All right.
I'll buy it if I I liked what I've seen so far, but I need to watch more of it to justify it,
Yep.
So yeah, the Scrapbook's cool. He even got Love Handle to do the theme song, which is nice.
Yep.
So, Dragon, what are giant vending machines afraid of?
Giant coins.
I'm sure, and I'm Dragon. You know where that giant coin ended up?
Where did it end up, Jacob?
In the Batcave next to the giant penny.
Ah!
Right?
I think we should use a certain sound effect.
All right.
There you go.
Yep.
Yeah. I still think this Mr. Stay Puff he dropped the lint on that coin.
Is that meant to be was that to be a joke too?
Well, it's not funny, so you don't need to.
Okay. I did it anyway.
Okay.
All right.
Anyway, so Candace gets hit by the Recap-inator.
Yeah, it's like which unfortunately is like her worst fear is I'm like showing up and the thing flying away.
I love the earlier joke, by the way, with Linda, where Candace basically encourages. She knows if Linda's around, it's going to go away. So like it encourages her, yeah, go do your thing, don't worry about it. So like, wow, reverse psychology.
Yeah, we don't even see Linda for the rest of the episode then.
Yep.
Yep. So it's who should pull it, but actually Jeremy.
Yep.
And unfortunately, her worst fear does come true.
Yep.
It just gets up and flies away.
Yeah. Well, at least her other worst nightmare didn't come true.
What's that?
Well, like a giant Phineas like mocking her and just saying, "Ha ha, Candace, it's gone."
Yep.
Or basically her being busted. Oh, we're gonna bust you, and like doing like the, doing like kind of the pounding kind of bullshit. You're gonna like her a giant Phineas and Ferb. We're gonna bust you this time, Candace.
Her worst fears were Squirrel, Susie, and the number 7.
Well, that's true. In all honesty,
her fears her worst fear at that moment.
Yeah. Admittedly, Susie would definitely be top of that list.
Remember, that's Buford's worst fears.
Oh yeah, you're right.
She doesn't like Susie, but I don't think she's afraid of her.
Yeah.
At least not anymore, anyway.
Imagine like Candace's like worst fears, like a Cape Fear situation with Phineas, where he gets busted and then he seeks revenge. Yep.
That'd be funny.
Like just going to a movie with Jeremy, ha 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 ha, and then he like peers over.
In the gritty reboot, turned into the Scarecrow Man and the Fear-nator, and he would unleash it upon Danville.
See, there's your crossover right there.
Yep. Phineas and Ferb Mission DC.
Now you can bet Batman would actually be in that one.
Well, who knows? Maybe that. Who knows? Maybe they'd replace him with Martian Manhunter or something.
Don't say that.
Or I don't know. I mean, Martian Manhunter's still cool, right?
Well, yeah, but he's not Batman.
Well, nobody's Batman except Batman.
Yeah.
So, and why is Batman Batman?
Because he's Batman.
Exactly. Do we need any other reason? Nope, he's Batman. All right. So yeah, it gets up and remember, I'm bringing up a previous reference. It got up and it flew away.
Yep.
You remember that one?
Oh, I remember that one fondly.
It got up and it danced away. Oh God. Anyway, so but Jeremy's cool with the little scrapbook that she made, which is nice, right?
Yep.
Oh,
by the way, do you want to ask what time it is?
I think so, Dragon. What time is it?
It's Gritty Reboot time!
You did hear the cheering, right?
I did.
All right.
So with the Recap-inator, there's a number of ways you could go, like we kind of teased with Phineas, like the Cape Fear version of Phineas, but just working initially with what we have, I mean, the vending machines could have gone a lot darker.
How so?
Well, I think maybe when they get Doofenshmirtz, they dismember him and they put him in they put him in like the little snack compartments. Then Vanessa shows up. Oh, Dad! And she's digging through her pockets for quarters, like, oh.
And she has to reassemble the pieces.
Well, exactly. For the funeral. Either that or a Frankendoof, whatever. The chipper one be Frankendoof. Otherwise, it's like, oh god, I need all the pieces. Oh, I knew it was going to pieces, but I didn't see it by a vending machine. Oh, he's bite-sized too. Oh god.
Delicious. That's another reference.
Yes.
I'm sure you guys know what I'm referencing there. The blood is delicious. You dragon, you know what I'm talking about.
Wisdom, you said delicious. I was thinking of a different reference that it's really deep cuts.
And then what did you okay? What did you think I was referencing?
Okay, look, instinctively, I thought maybe you were doing a really deep pull. I thought you were referencing, Kilowog from Justice League.
No.
I know, yeah, I gave you too much credit.
Well, there's something superhero tangentially related though.
Yeah, what do you got?
It was Invincible.
Wait, what did you just say?
Delicious.
Oh, right, like the lick. Okay,
Yes.
I thought you said delicious and then something else though.
Like the blood is delicious.
Okay, okay, there you go. Okay, just saying. It was a little open ended with delicious, and then you add a line which made me think, okay, it's not just a delicious line.
All right. I'm sorry.
Anyway, the point being, no, you're right. That's a solid. It's kind of a conquest pool. That's
Yep, we just talked about Invincible the other day.
yeah.
The season finale of season 3.
Mm-hmm. Are there any other worst fears you'd like to posit before we move on?
I don't know, Dragon. What would your worst fear be at that particular? Or do you not? Would you rather not say?
Well, not my fears. I mean character fears, man.
Well, let's see. Depending at the moment, like probably like, but like I would say probably Buford's obviously Susie. Remember?
Kaiju. Yep, Kaiju Susie.
Exactly. Baljeets, I'm not sure. Probably like Buford. Probably Buford.
Honestly, I'm thinking more of just maybe like underwear with teeth.
Probably, yeah. Actually, that probably would be it.
The wedgie's going to eat me! Ah!
And it's not me doing it this time.
But it has the voice of Buford.
Yes. Well, it'd be better than the potatoes with Buford's voice.
That's true.
Still like one of the worst episodes of the show.
Yep.
Anyway. Phineas is, I don't know what his worst fear would be. What do you think? Like, well, actually, we do know what his worst fear would be.
Yeah.
Not being able to make anything.
Exactly. It's right, basically, the creative block.
Not being able to make, or like, maybe not a creative block, but not being able to, like we saw in a Bully Bromance breakup.
Okay, basically, I'm thinking one of two things are finished. Either he's surrounded by actual blocks for the creative block, he's kind of like walled off, or alternatively, it would be like kind of like but there was time kind of a thing where his hands are like they're trembling every time he's trying to invent, or basically it's like every like suddenly like he loses a sense of some kind, like maybe he has stumps instead of hands now.
Oh god. Ferb's worst fear would probably be having to speak all the time.
Well, no, we know worse. We know what Ferb's worst fear is.
Vanessa.
No, it's Monty.
Monty.
Monty stealing Vanessa. He's seeing Monty getting married to Vanessa.
And then you know what he does after that, right? He shaves his head.
Yeah.
He shaves his head, moves to New York, buys a painting.
Yeah.
You get the idea.
All right. I get it. No, I get you. He puts on a lot of weight.
Yep. It really went to him.
Yep.
Phineas's worst fear is probably Perry becoming a spatula. You know what that's talking about, right?
What is that referring to?
Well, there's this thing that's been going around like of a thing called a platypus. It looks like it's basically a spatula. Basically a spatula, and it looks like it's like blue. It's blue and Basically, the handle is teal and the so-called spatula part is orange.
Okay.
Even Dan even brought it up once.
Just imagine like Phineas, like he's like in like a fetal position, holding the spatula. It's like, you're not Perry, you're not Perry.
You know what the funny thing is though? Another funny thing recently, though, like, recently there was this news video. There's some kind of local news about a platypus being released into the wild, like a real platypus being released back into the wild. Guess what his name was?
Perry.
Perry.
Was he wearing a hat?
Unfortunately, no. But I think that's why unfortunately, he wasn't.
Why can't that be a law? Why can't all platypi, you know what I mean? Why can't they all be forced to wear little hats?
Well, they have to be fedoras, Dre.
Yes, the little fedora hats.
But only really, only Perry can really pull off a fedora.
Yeah.
Not all of them have that same steely focus that he does.
Alright.
Alright, so while we're rambling, what do you say we move on to the next episode?
Yes.
Just Our Luck. Where the boys experience some bad luck, Candace gets good luck, and Doof tries his hand at using it as well. What are your thoughts on Just Our Luck?
Well, it's certainly timely given St. Patrick's Day.
Funnily enough, yeah.
Also, reminds me a little bit of the movie Luck, vaguely.
Yeah, that movie was pretty good.
I think Act One of Luck is really solid. And afterwards, I think there was a lot of potential in Act One. Then it just kind of became not subpar, but not a negative, just more like average. You know, it's like okay, well, I was kind of promised more, and I was really rooting for it, but it's
not a bad first effort for Skydance.
No, for sure. From what I understand, I meant to watch Spellbound, but I just couldn't bring myself to it because the trailer didn't really grab me, and I don't want the heartbreak, man. I'm waiting for Ray Gun.
Yeah, if anyone can do good with Skydance, it'd be Brad Bird.
That's the thing, Brad Bird. Honestly, I think Brad Bird's going to be the one to save him, but it's just the question of when are we going to get it.
Yep, and you said it's confirmed to be 3D, right?
Yeah, that's what I heard. Last I heard, yeah.
That's a shame, really. I mean,
well, you got to remember, unfortunately, we're at a time. We're at a place in time right now where just 2D is becoming less feasible. I mean, it really shouldn't be that, but it kind of is. In terms of like expense, like because you have models and you can animate the models any way you want. So I don't know. It's this weird cost-effective thing with 3D animation.
Basically, what these bigger companies with the money need to do is show them that yes, it is viable once again.
That's the thing. Unfortunately, every time we have an opportunity to show it, we're not giving it the proper backing. Like
the day the Earth blew up.
Mm-hmm. I heard these poor animators are have been campaigning, saying, guys, look, you got to watch the movie, otherwise it's going to be taken out of theaters.
Yep. Tiki and I sang the praises of the movie the other day.
I think so. It is quite possible that this might be the last week for it.
Yep.
Which is a crime.
But it might lead to them saving Coyote versus Acme, though.
Yeah, good news. From what I understand, it's going to be out on. I don't know if it's next month or the month after. It'll be out on home video. Like that fast. Yes, dang it, Zaslav. Yeah, but that is the big takeaway, that this does give hope for. Basically, they said, look, pay $50 million and it's yours. So hopefully they will be able to scrounge together $50 million to buy the movie. Which, at the very least, here's the thing: even if they can't, you have to imagine people would do a crowd. There'd be a crowd fund of some sort. Yes, let these people. We want it released.
It's who knows? Maybe that means their luck is turning around.
Yeah.
In other words, Warner Brothers needs to treat the Looney Tunes better.
Of course, I'm dealing with Warner Brothers is another crisis on its hands too, which is bumming me out severely.
Which is?
Well, this isn't streaming. This is the opposite of streaming. Actually, you probably heard about this. They put out some defective discs years ago.
Hmm.
You didn't hear about this at all, did you?
I mean, I heard something. I think I heard something about it, but I didn't know it was Warner Brothers specifically.
Yeah, only Warner Brothers. Warner Brothers, they're having a disc rot issue. is in the DVDs that they put out. I don't know. I think it's just pure the DVDs that were put out between 2006 to 2008. They weren't treated properly, and because of this, they're going to basically the disc are becoming defective and essentially rotting away a lot sooner than like the 100-year shelf life of most DVDs.
And it's only Warner Brothers?
Yes, only Warner Brothers. At the very least, for this like issue, where they have like a whole helpline set up where they're trying. From what I hear, they're botching the situation. Essentially, they have like a whole like they can trade in your damaged disc rod one for a functional disc, but they have like a whole like you email them and they're gonna get in contact with you. From what I understand, they're not contacting people back, so it's bad, Jacob.
As if they needed another issue on their hands.
I'm bummed out, man, because my Superman collection, that's the thing. My Christopher Reeve Superman collection, I'm gonna have to replace it now because the disc. I'm just looking at it. I haven't played it yet because I'm kind of afraid to. But I'm looking at it. Disc one, there's the original version of the movie. It's kind of in tatters right now. That bums me out. I have a backup, but still, this was like part of my cool collect, like the little like silver, like the little metal tin thing.
Speaking of Superman, the only thing that can really save them now is Superman.
I know. Right now, it's all kind of relying on Superman. So.
I mean, they're doing like other smaller movies in the meantime, but that's obviously like going to be like the big one that says like, yep, we still got it.
Yeah.
And that's more lessening on James Gunn than anything else, which I'm putting faith in James Gunn for Superman.
At the very least, I think I think it's going to be a good Superman movie. Now, whether it's going to be an amazing Superman movie, the big question people want to know, is it going to beat out Man of Steel? That's the big challenge. I'm inclined to think it will, but I don't know.
Well, we'll see.
I know everyone's going to be rooting against it because they're blindly they're nothing against Man of Steel. I think Man of Steel is good. Just BVS failed it. That's kind of where I stand on Man of Steel. But movie itself, pretty good. But yeah, it's people just like blindly just saying, no, nothing will ever top Man of Steel. It's like, come on, guys.
Yeah.
But we can have like 3 different really good Superman movies. Donner Superman.
Yep.
James Gunn.
Yeah, and again, that was mainly Warner Brothers.
Yeah.
I mean, people place a lot of the stuff on Zack Snyder, but a lot of that stuff was Warner Brothers.
Yep.
So, again, maybe just Warner Brothers just needs to let these people do their jobs.
Yep.
Anyway. So, yeah. So, let's get into the episode. We can talk about the episode. We can talk about those, Warner Brothers and things all day.
Yeah.
Brothers Warner, if you will.
Yep. And the little sister Dot.
Yes, supposedly. Anyway.
All right, so there are agent cons going on. So Alka is shorthanded.
Yep, so Perry is sleep deprived, which is adorable.
Yes.
Adorable. He makes adorable little sleeping noises throughout the entire episode.
Oh, yeah. one could say D. Bradley Bader was sleepwalking through his work.
Yep.
He could voice Perry the Platypus in his sleep.
He pretty much did.
Exactly.
So, the boys are up to sky tennis, or skennis, if you will.
Yep.
What do you think of the concept of sky tennis?
It's all right. It seems a little much.
I mean, I'd say it's probably...
it looks kind of cool, but it just still is the fact. Like, come on, guys. You really need to jazz up just tennis.
Well, it's better than jetpack volleyball.
True.
Remember?
I remember.
At least this is like they're actually moving around, zipping around, and the whole bad luck angle of theirs actually makes it somewhat entertaining.
Yeah, but just like these are the kind of plots of the boys where it's like, really, they are. It just feels like Linda is kind of slacking off when they're pulling stuff like this. Like, this is genuinely dangerous.
Well, the boys have gotten away with it so far, so they're not going to stop now.
Yep. Well, and until the funeral episode of Phineas and Ferb, but
that's
an animated Jacob bites the dust.
Where they put the fun in funeral.
Yep, that they do.
It's a classic joke, but it works.
Yep.
You know, if anyone could make a funeral fun, it'd be those guys.
Of course, that line takes me back to Man Who Killed Batman. Mr. J, you really put the fun in funeral.
Yes, he does.
And then she goes to play Amazing Grace on the kazoo.
Which apparently Arlene Sorkin had to do in one take because everybody couldn't contain their laughter.
Yep.
I need to rewatch that episode.
Yes.
Hopefully, it's still on Max.
Yeah, hopefully. I mean, right now it might have actually shifted to Amazon Prime. I don't know.
Well, we know Max didn't want Caped Crusader.
Well, we know that. I'm just saying. I think right now, I was kind of casually looking at it today. I think Amazon Prime also has the animated series, so I think they're both. I think Max still has bad in the animated series. I'm just saying that it's discouraging if the animated series is on Amazon.
Animated series is on Max still.
Well, okay, that's good. Anyway, yeah, so you got that. You get Mark Hamill's favorite episode, Man Who Killed Batman.
Yep. It is a good one.
Yep. He loves that funeral. He loves that eulogy he gave at the funeral.
It's hilarious.
Yep.
Without Batman, crime has no punchline.
The best line that he had.
In that episode, or like ever.
Possibly both. That's what I'm saying. That's a definitive Joker line that is all thanks to Mark Hamill. That line does not exist without Mark Hamill.
And Paul Dini.
Well, that's what I mean. Like Dini, that's what I'm saying. Dini, once they firmly had Mark Hamill, he started writing for Mark Hamill Jokers. But by definition, before they were writing for Tim Curry Joker.
And then
the first three Joker episodes are written for Tim Curry Joker, and then Mark Hamill's basically dubbing over them.
Yep, and then after that point.
So that's what I'm saying. Joker's Favor, that's Dini writing for Mark Hamill Joker. Or I guess to be fair, it's just Dini writing pure Joker, and then Mark Hamill bringing it to life. But probably after Dini's listened to Mark Hamill's Joker.
Apparently, on my watch through of the animated series, I left off on episode 39, which is Heart of Steel Part 1.
Oh.
So yeah, I need to get back into that too.
Yeah.
I've been not as fast because I've already watched all of it basically, but I do remember
such an adorable joke. Barbara forgot her bear.
And also apparently on my watch I did not get to the Man Who Killed Batman, so I have that to look forward to. I mean, I have seen it before, don't get me wrong, because I think it's on the box set that I had of the first season.
And by the way, those box sets,
yeah,
Casualties,
2006.
That's a thing. Unfortunately,
and we can't pin that on Zaslav though.
No, we can't. But we can pin the response on Zaslav. We can pin this whole then people aren't getting email back after submitting the claims that Warner Brothers is like, oh yeah, sure, we'll take care of you.
Maybe it's just the fact that there's so much of a volume that it's taking a long time for them to respond.
I mean, I guess, but still, it's
But then Dragon, who else do we get this episode? Norm. As a guard.
As a guard dog.
Woof, woof. Which is kind of adorable in its own way.
Mm-hmm. I do love love the joke. Like, oh, Norm, on the paper.
And he's just drawing on that.
with a yellow marker though, or yellow crayon.
Yep. On the paper, Norm, bad dog.
They knew what they were doing there.
Yep, they did. There's another joke where they knew what they did in this episode.
Yeah.
So it's so Doofenshmirtz fires his Stinkle-Crump-inator, which is basically for good luck and bad luck.
Yep, because he's been studying the effects of positive and negative energy.
Yep. So he fires randomly out off the balcony. He's like, when I do it for real, I won't be firing off at the balcony like this.
So in doing so, he gives Phineas and Ferb the bad luck and Candace all the good luck.
Yep. Things start breaking apart for the boys, and Phineas's hammer breaking and then landing on Ferb's foot. It's like, lucky you're wearing your steel-toed sneakers.
Actually, I'm not wearing them today.
Ouch.
So,
is it that time again?
yeah. Great reboot time. GRT. Why? Because we got So, yeah. So Ferb has a broken foot now. All thanks to an act of God or an act of Drusselsteinian.
Yep.
Yeah. So that's unfortunate for him. You know.
He'll never play soccer again.
Nope. He'll never play soccer again.
I'm not. Tell me, Doug, will I ever play the violin again? You got that one.
Yeah.
Oh God.
God. Anyways, like for I was gonna be on Ted Lasso season 4.
Are we even getting a season 4 of that?
I think I heard it's confirmed. I don't know how true that is, but it sounds like it's happening, and they're bringing Ted back.
How will that even work?
Well, I mean, this is the part I don't know how true it is, Jacob. But assuming he's coming back, which I mean, it seems like it is. It's basically him coaching. I think I forget if it's coaching girls softball or girls soccer.
It was soccer.
I'm saying it's probably soccer for obvious reasons. I mean, I don't know, but yeah.
It just won't be the same without AFC Richmond.
I mean, I think they're still going to be in the show, but I don't think Ted's going to be with them.
And it's not Ted Lasso.
I guess.
I mean, you get what I'm coming from, right?
No, I know. I'm not saying it's a good decision. I'm just saying that's what the news is, man.
I know if that's true, then that's not Ted Lasso, then.
Yeah. I mean, he can still be charming and Ted Lasso. I'm just saying, you're right. That's not the Lasso effect. It's not Believe. It's not that.
Yeah.
Yep.
Anyway.
Well, look, you can always pretend it just ended 3 seasons.
I mean, I would still acknowledge his existence, and I am looking.
It's like what they're doing with Dexter now. Have you seen all this Dexter stuff that's happening?
You mean the serial killer Dexter?
Yeah. Yes. No. Not the little lad. Not the boy genius. Yes. The serial killer Dexter.
No, I have not seen that. I haven't even seen the original Dexter.
Well, that's the thing. It's like the show had an ending, and then they did a revival, which also had frankly a better definitive ending. And then after that, it's like, well, we're going to basically undo that for a prequel, which undoes their ending for a framing device, and then hey, sequel to the revival, which is like, well, the whole point of the revival was finality, and we just keep it going. It just keeps going because Dexter's a moneymaker for Showtime, and I guess Paramount technically, but yeah.
Basically, their killer app.
Yes. So
All
it is baffling.
So yeah, that is kind of weird, and maybe that's the same reason for Apple.
Well, I mean, that's the thing. Like, it really felt like Apple's biggest success was Ted Lasso.
I mean, that's what I just said. Like Apple and Warner Brothers, technically, if you think about it.
Yep.
Because technically, Warner Brothers did make the show.
Oh yeah.
So who knows?
I actually have he's got it's like an itty bitty plush of Ted Lasso, and you squeeze him, he actually talks. Yeah.
With actually Jason Sudeikis or
yeah.
sound alike.
I tell you what. Hold on. Just can you vamp for a minute?
Yes.
I'll be right back.
It's like, well, again, no. If the whole thing with Ted Lasso really is true, I really don't know if I'd be looking forward to that, because most of the charm actually does come from him and at AFC Richmond, and obviously the 3rd season did wrap things up in a neat little bow. But honestly, I don't really know if they could continue where they left off. I mean, everything ended so nicely the way it did.
Yup.
All
right. So, let's see how well this works.
All right.
I always figured the tea is going to taste like hot brown water. You know what? I was right. It's horrible. No, thank you.
Any luck? Did you hear anything?
Yep, I heard it.
There you go. Let's see this.
I do love a live room. Smells like potential. If that's a joke, I love it. If not, I cannot wait to unpack that with you.
That was a little hard to understand.
All right, let me see if I can get one of the iconic ones out here.
See, I believe in hope. I believe in belief.
Yep, I heard
Anything?
that one.
Okay, good.
I believe in hope.
Taking on the challenge is a lot like riding a horse, and if you're comfortable while you're doing it, probably doing it wrong. The happiest animal on earth is the goldfish. You know why? Got a damn same memory. The goldfish.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
So yeah. So Ferb will never get to play with AFC Richmond,
Nope.
which is a shame, really,
Yep.
because they were just turning their fortunes around.
Yeah.
Thanks to one Coach Lasso.
Thanks to one mustache.
You gotta believe in the mustache.
You did see that animated short, right?
No.
Yeah, they did this animated short that tied into the Christmas episode where it's like 5 minutes. It's basically Ted loses his mustache.
The Christmas stash.
Yeah. So they're all they're all animated in kind of like a Rankin Bass style. So like Ted loses his mustache. So that's kind of like they're all he's kind of lacking his he's kind of bummed out around the holidays.
The missing Christmas stash.
That's the thing. Like he's gonna have like that. He's gonna have like a Zoom call with Henry, but he can't bear to face him without his mustache.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Anyway.
All right.
Basically, we really like Ted Lasso.
Yes.
First 2 seasons, anyway.
Look, 3's fine, but the first
Yeah.
2 are better. Okay.
Well, I mean, that's what I mean, Dragon.
All right, you made it sound like you were putting down season 3.
No, I'm not putting down season 3. It just wasn't as good as 1 and 2.
You be the judge, audience. Anyway, so
Candace prepares for her 500 stroke marathon of brushing her hair.
And it goes great, and she's just earned her PhD.
Oh, there's nothing goes by. I don't like my PhD. Dad, I'm not talking about a degree. No, neither am I.
Yep. His PhD is in pillow hurling.
Pillow hurling dexterity.
Dexterity, yeah.
But they slipped that one in.
Oh yeah.
That's definitely an adult joke for right, Dragon.
Pillow.
No,
really?
Not the PhD, like the whole PhD thing. That's not what. By the way, that's not what I meant. You can probably imagine what he was implying that it meant. Pretty huge.
Oh, okay, I got you now. Right. Wow, that
Yep.
is. You sure that's intentional? I don't have. That might be you, Jacob. I don't know how much that's.
Other people have. I'm not the only one who's made that up. A lot of people have picked it up too.
Okay, because I wasn't. My mind wasn't going there at all.
Like Google pillow hurling dexterity, and they bring that up as like an adult joke. Not the pillow hurling itself, but what they think it means.
Right.
And
we know why Linda married him, but
well, actually, because he's a nice guy.
Oh, he's a nice guy. The nicest man.
Yes, and they met a love handle. They fell in love.
Yep.
Well, they didn't meet a love handle, but they were dating. They shared a little mutual interest in love handle. Made their move, and now they're still married to this day. That's why she married him.
Yep. One could say they're joined at the hip. Anyway.
Speaking of music, what did you think of that the composer just randomly showed up in this episode?
I love that joke so much. Well, someone has to play it.
Yep, and that's actually the composer of the show.
Yeah.
Voicing himself. And comedian, and the announcers were voiced by Randy and Jason Sklar, if you've heard of them. The Sklar brothers.
I think I know the Sklar brothers.
Yeah, well, they voiced the announcers in this episode. Anyway.
All right.
So
Candace has good luck for a change, and we have a jaunty little montage to demonstrate this dancing in the sunshine, which is great, by the way.
It is a great song, yeah. And one of the writers her name is actually written and performed by a guest musician. Linda
They didn't want to pay the Sklar brothers.
No, Linda Strawberry.
Linda Strawberry?
Yes, that's her stage name. Her real name is Linda Michelle Rowberry.
Okay, see, I was gonna just call a foul there. Like, wait, Linda Strawberry.
Yes, but do you know what she's best known for? The Smashing Pumpkins. She worked with the Smashing Pumpkins.
So she's a horticultural abuser.
Yes, Dragon.
She commits horticultural violence on the regular. She's smashing pumpkins left and right. Yep.
You've heard of the Smashing Pumpkins, right, Dragon?
Yes, I have. I was making fun of the name.
I know. I was just making sure because you didn't pick up on my Pink Floyd reference earlier.
Yeah.
So, all right. Her efforts were very fruitful.
Ah.
I'm not gonna do it again. I've done it too many times already. Unless you really want me to, Aquatad.
Like, Jacob, he has so little to live for, you know?
Aquadad, do you want me to do the symbol crash again? Just let me know and then I'll do it.
I was saying, we're making him feel ancient, you know? He's not going to be around till the end of the pod. He's going to be dead by the time you play that clip, Jacob.
All right, he said sure, so. All right, so let's tee it up again. Let's tee it up. All right.
Our efforts were very fruitful.
See, there we go. I hope you're happy now, Aquatad. So, Dragon, where were we?
Doofenshmirtz is also lucky.
Yep. Like he zapped himself with the good luck. And he's making his way towards City Hall. He even got a whole bunch of almond brittle.
Yep, from a clown.
Yes, which will come back to bite him in the butt later.
Finds a penny, but the old adage is if you see it on tails, you flip it on heads for the next guy, and he is rewarded with $1,000.
I mean, wouldn't you love to just flip a penny over and get $1,000?
Well, yeah, it was no $1,000 bill though, but yes.
I mean, wouldn't you still have to get $1,000?
I'd love to get $1,000. Yes.
And actually, yeah. So
I mean, now I'm saying they discontinued the $1,000 bill, Jacob. They don't make it anymore.
Yeah. Technically, it's only issued by the mint and things like that.
Yeah.
I think it's more for transactionary purposes.
Yeah, I know one thing. Saul Goodman desperately wishes they still made the $1,000 bill.
Apparently, Aquatad is happy now.
Yeah, there you go.
Now we did the
You made an old man happy, Jacob.
All right. So yeah, Sky Tennis is cool. Candace is actually enjoying good luck for a change.
The boys are up for the challenge of improvising with the bad luck.
Unfortunately, we never get to see Buford in the wig.
Well, yeah, they denied him that wig.
Yep.
They should have given it to him. He would have pulled off the powdered wig.
Yep.
It wouldn't have hurt anyone to give him the powdered wig. Phineas and Ferb, the Dream Crushers.
Well, they didn't know. Remember, it's Baljeet that the Dream Crusher.
Well, still, they could have made him a powdered wig. They could have got him a powdered wig. I mean, why is Baljeet calling the shots?
I don't know, Dragon. Maybe he was outvoted.
All right.
But yeah, justice for Buford. He needs the powdered wig.
Yeah, for the justice look on Buford.
Oh yeah. He's not that kind of judge, but he still needs it. So obviously Perry wakes up when Doof reaches the City Hall, so his luck is basically running out there. Yep. And of course, it's always nice to have John O'Hurley back.
Yes. Jay Peterman himself.
Yep. I'm guessing that's from Seinfeld.
Yeah.
I didn't watch Seinfeld, Dragon.
Well, that is his character from Seinfeld, Jacob.
All right. I only know him from this and a few select other things.
Of course, you know what the fun thing about John O'Hurley is?
What's that?
He loved playing Jay Peterman so much he actually bought stock in the catalog. So he's like I don't know how much of a shareholder he is, but he kind of owns or at least part of the company, the real Jay Peterman catalog.
That's funny.
Oh yeah.
Well, man's got to have a hobby, I guess.
Well, yeah. Now imagine now if he ran for mayor on top of that.
Well, there you go. And technically, I own a percent of a share of the Walt Disney Company.
Yep.
No, I mean dead serious.
No, I know you do.
I own a percent of a share in Disney.
Yeah, yeah.
So, you don't believe me, do you?
I believe you may have bought like a share.
Like I said, Dragon, the shares are like over $100. I own a percent of a share.
Yeah.
So yeah, technically I'm a very minor shareholder of the Walt Disney Company.
Can you sell that share?
I mean, not for a lot, but yes.
Okay, that's what I was curious about. Okay.
Like I can sell for like maybe like $10 or something.
All right. Well, never mind. Then don't sell it.
I mean, like I said, it's not a full share.
Well, yeah, you do own part of the Disney company.
Yep, like I said, basically like a percent, like maybe like a percent of a share.
You think over time you can buy more of a percentage?
Well, yes, I am able to buy more, but just increase my share. But
Yeah.
at the time, I only own 0.14 shares of Disney, or $14.
You own $14 of the Walt Disney Company.
Yes, or at least that's how much my share is worth.
Yep.
The actual shares being sold for currently $99. So I own like I said, a percentage of the Walt Disney Company.
You should save your money up and just kind of buy more and more of the Disney Company until you actually own the whole thing.
I guess technically that's more like 10% of a share of the Walt Disney Company, but I own.
Imagine if you owned 100% of a share. Imagine that.
I mean, I'm working towards that, Dragon.
Yeah, there you go.
Anyway, so yeah, Candace's luck begins to run out, and unfortunately, a giant sinkhole appears in the backyard and swallows up the Skenis rig.
As it tends to.
Yep. So what happens next?
Well, Roger.
Well,
So Roger wakes up Perry to greet him, so he doesn't get hit with the inator. So it all gets undone, and Doof gets beat up, and then he says, "Well, at least I have my consolation prize of all this almond brittle, but it's like novelty almond brittle, so it's all snakes."
well, speaking of earlier, like, you ever try suing a genie?
Love that joke.
Apparently,
He was turned like a hot dog.
it's like he's turned into an Oscar Mayer wiener.
Oh, right.
I wish I were an Oscar Mayer wiener. It's not even a song. It's a jingle. I mean, that could have been the thumbnail itself, but just Doofenshmirtz as a weenie.
Yeah. It's more magic than luck, though.
I know.
If it were magic, absolutely.
You mean like a weenie? Okay. Dragon.
Super Weenie Hut Jr.
Dragon, you'd like to hang. You'd like to hang out at Weenie Hut Juniors, right?
What?
I mean, you'd like to hang out at Weenie Hut Juniors, right?
Absolutely.
Seems like a pretty chill place, don't you think?
Yeah, I love that. I would love to be at that place.
Oh yeah, I mean, it's run by a robot.
It's run by a robot. You have seemingly good quality hot dogs and also ice cream.
Yeah,
Perfect.
You have Mega Weenie Monday and Monster Weenie Monday,
Yeah.
or is it Mega Weenie Wednesday? I don't know. I mean, I can recite that whole bit if you want.
Yeah.
But either way, you had me at well. May I take your hat, sir? May I take your
hat, sir?
Like, all right, that's enough. You got the job.
Now give me that hat.
That's the appetizer. All right, I think we're just pretty much spinning our wheels at this point. What do you think, Dragon?
Agreed. Also, Planty. Planty's getting deported.
Oh yeah, like we forgot to mention Planty. Like,
Well, not deported, but he's being reassigned from a different family.
it's like apparently Linda went to a planting convention or whatever, or cleared it, like basically just put pot inside a plant. That's it. And when she comes on for some reason they have a fedora and it falls on the plant. And you saw how sad Planty was, right, Dragon?
Yeah.
All right, like you feel bad for the poor plant. He's like,
Yeah, it looked it had a lot of range for vegetation.
Oh, I mean, like you could tell he loved the Flynn Fletcher family. Maybe not as much as Perry, but he loved being there.
Oh yeah.
Oh, the saddest moment in the show, right, Dragon?
Well, of course.
I mean, what do you think this actual saddest moment is so far in the show?
I don't know off the top of my head. I mean, probably Norm getting his dreams crushed at some point.
Yeah, I guess so.
Either that or like kind of a Perry moment, I'm sure.
Or City of Love.
Maybe. I don't know, like Doofenshmirtz having like his failed parenting moments, those kind of,
Yep. His tragic backstories, even though those are more funny than sad most of the time.
I mean, like the sass image of the show was that his parents weren't there when he was born.
It all began on the day of my actual birth. Both of my parents failed to show up.
See, that's great.
I mean, nobody even knows how that works. Like, he just showed up, and his parents weren't even there. I mean, that's how it works, right, Dragon? Your parents just show up to your birth.
Well, what were you? A C-section? Of course, that's how it works.
I think I was delivered by Stork.
Right.
I still get all the feels of the moments when we didn't get along.
Yeah.
That is pretty sad. When Doofenshmirtz was cheating on Perry.
Yep.
All right. Again, like I said, we're pretty much Dragon. Do you have a Freakazoid reference you could work into this episode?
Hugbees. That is all.
All right. Works. That was shallow and driven solely by hormones.
Works for me.
All right. So thank you, Aquadad and Kogias, for joining us this week. I know we kind of just ran our mouths most of the time. Kind of didn't even really talk about the episode most of the time. But what else is new, right, Dragon?
Nothing much.
Yep. So join us next week when Doofenshmirtz has problems returning things to the store. Good night, everybody.
You know what?